Hey guys, Mr. McPike here. Now, some of you have asked for some running workouts and some apps that you could use while you're at home. So, I wanted to introduce you guys to one here called Strava. So, this one's great because it allows you to log runs, bikes, and swims. And then, as you can see, it's kind of has a social media interface. As you can see, my friend Raisa had a workout, shows the time and the calories, and I could give her a thumbs up. I could comment on her workout. So it's pretty cool that way. The best feature about Strava is on the dashboard here. You can go to My Routes, and from here, you can save some of the different activities that you've done. And it'll tell you the distance, the elevation, and the estimated time that it'll think you'll run it in. So for here, for example, one in my area, I called it the Prairie Point Loop. It's 3 miles, and it estimated that I'd run it in about 27 minutes. So if you wanted to create a new route, click there. And let's find our school. So it's kind of like using Google Maps. It's really, really simple to use. Here we go, Lemaire. So there's our school. So what you're going to do is you're going to click at your starting location, and you can undo anything that you need to up here or clear it. And you can either click a ride or a run, whether you want to measure a bike or a jog. So we're going to start here. So the green dot just shows you your starting point. And I'll show you a run that we do in cross country. We usually start at the school right about there, and we go all the way down Lemaire. So we're going to click there. Good. And as you can see kind of at the bottom here, it's 0.2 miles. And you can change that to kilometers if you want to. And then from there, we usually take a left at the park. We go all the way down Grandmont to Waverly. There we go. So that's about 0.6 of a mile from there to there. And then from there, we usually travel all the way back. So that's going all the way back. So 1.1 miles, and then all the way back to the school right there for a total of 1.3 miles. So this is a great way to track your runs. And you can even download this on your iPhone or your iPad, take your iPhone or your tablet for a run, and it'll track your run as you go if you don't want to make your run beforehand. So let me know if that was helpful, and hopefully you guys use this app and it's helpful on your runs and your bikes. See ya. I'm just about to go out for a run, and I thought I would show you a few things that I usually do to prepare. Now, before, when the gyms were open, I'd usually go to the gym and do a little bit of cardio, whether that was like on the treadmill or the stair climber, and then I'd lift some weights after. So since we can't go to the gym anymore, and I don't have a treadmill or anything like that, I've been getting back into running. Now for me, I'm a little bit older, so I've got some more aches and pains and stuff. So usually what I do is I'll grab my water bottle and I'll fill this up about halfway, and I'll just drink a little bit of water before my runs, just so that my muscles don't cramp up or anything. Because when you go outside, usually you don't have access to a water fountain or anything like that. So you want to make sure that, one, that you're hydrated. Second thing I'll do is I'll grab my roller. So this is a hand roller, and then I also have my rumble roller here. It's got the spikes on it, so it gets into the knots. And I'll do a little bit of stretching. So what I'll do right here is I'll walk you guys through a few of the stretches and rolls that I'll do to kind of get my legs ready for my run. So if you don't have a roller like I do, you can use a bottle or you can use a rolling pin that you might have in your kitchen. And it's just a great way to stretch. You get a lot of pressure on specific spots. So right here, I'm rolling out the top of my leg. It's called the quad muscle. You have 4 muscles here, so you want to make sure you do the middle and the sides of that muscle so that you can get all the knots out. And moving on here, we're going to start rolling out our calves, and it's important, again, just like the quad, that you roll the bottom, the top of your calf and both sides. And you might find that it's sore when you first start rolling this, but it makes your calf feel a lot better, and it's not as sore as you start to work on it. So right here, I'm starting to roll out my hips, and you want to do this on both sides. And what I'm going to start doing here is I slowly work my way down, so closer to the knee. And this works out a muscle along the side of your leg. It's called your IT band. And this can get really tight when you're running lots. So you want to make sure you really focus on the IT band on the side of your leg and also the front of your quads here. Next, I like to move on to a butterfly stretch. And the focus here is just pulling my feet really close to my head, so I can get a really good hip stretch. Now I usually move on to a hamstring stretch. So this is the muscle at the back of your legs, kind of near the top. And you can use both hands to pull your body forward. You can try to reach as far as you can. But the main thing here is you want to keep your knee on the ground, and you want to make sure your knee doesn't come up. Because if your knee comes up, you don't get as good of a stretch. Here we have one of my favorites. This is called the frog stretch, and this is great for opening up the hips and also your calf muscles. So as you can see, I'm on my tippy toes and I'm pushing forwards, as well as my elbows are pushing my knees outward. And right about now, I usually move on to things outside like high knees and butt kickers as well. And just focus on moving your arms and doing a nice running position while you do those. Here, these are called running A's. You're going to do a high knee, and then you're going to kick out, and you're going to try to make sure that your tippy toes land right underneath your body. And sprinters do these to warm up for their sprinting events, but it's also great for runners and long distance runners as well. So I've slowed it down here so you get a better idea of what a kicking A is. Next, I usually move on to karaoke or grapevine, which is 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and I usually do that on both sides. Next, I usually move on to a hamstring stretch where I point 1 foot up in the air so that my toes are pointed to the sky. I'll keep my knee straight and I'll bend nice and low, sweeping at my ankles there. And this is great for opening up your calves and your hamstrings. Next, I usually move on to some high kicks, working on kicking to the opposite hand, so left foot to the right hand and right foot to the left hand.